what's up. Yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back. This is episode 4 of the Battle Back Challenge. I know, it's been a minute. It's about two and a half weeks since I updated. Where have you been? What are you up to? Are you losing any weight? Just wait and see. You'll find out soon. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I'll link the videos here. You can go watch the playlist and then watch episodes 1, 2, and 3. I will also put them down in the description box below, so that way you can catch up and then come back and watch this video. Long story short, I want to lose about 30 to 40 pounds, and I want to do it in 4 months, and we're already a month and a half into it. So let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about today. Alright, so I know I said we were going to talk about, where have I been for the last 2 weeks? Well, I haven't really been in the gym that much. I've been out. I think the last time I talked to you, I said I was having a little bit of shoulder pain, knee pain, ankle pain, back pain. Well, there was a lot of pain going on, folks. It was just pain everywhere. And it's something that I'm going to have to deal with for the rest of my life. But truly, losing weight and actually staying active is the best medicine. There has been no magic pill, no treatment that has actually helped me like losing some weight and getting active again. So today is going to be a workout, so that's step 1 down. So let's get into it. right, so that's what meal prepping for 4 people looks like. That's about 6.5 pounds of chicken. Let me tell you, I don't eat that much on a daily basis, but I'm just saying, there's someone over here to the left who eats like a lot of food. I'm saying it's a lot. All right, prior to all the meal prepping videos that I've done where I have to actually give you guys exact measurements, I typically have never cooked like that. I just know what goes in food and I just season it. My mama has always did it. I mean, there's not like a family cookbook that's been handed down. It's just like a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of that, and then voila, you have dinner, you have lunch, you have breakfast. That's kind of how I cook, and that's kind of how today's gonna go down. So, all right, so while I'm putting this together, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about, you know, why haven't I uploaded? Where have you been? What is your current weight? What are you doing? Are you being successful? Yada, yada, yada. All right, so last time I weighed in, I think it was 180.9 pounds. As of today, 2.5 weeks later, I'm still at 181.0 pounds. So why is your weight been staying the same? Yeah, well, one thing is I have this little thing that comes around every once a month, and that thing actually adds a couple pounds to you. So for all you females out there, you know what I'm talking about. It's the unwelcome visitor.
Why do women bloat during periods? The bloating during your period comes from water retention. Your body does this because it is losing fluid during the period. Tell my body this makes me look fat in my skinny jeans.
So yours, normally during that time, I actually add about anywhere from 2 to 4 pounds. I go to the scale, you look at it like, wow, darn it, I was just 181 yesterday, but today I'm 183. Like, come on, can I catch a break? So when you get on the scale and you see that number has risen, well, you attribute it to that reason and not to anything else. So you might, during that time, like, say, I need to overindulge. It's okay to have this piece of chocolate, that French fry, that burger, that whatever is your vice. Well, let's just say I had a few of those during that week-long time. And so the scale stayed around 183, 184. And then I said, you know what, enough of this foolishness, let's get back on track. And then, you know, I started eating right again, drinking a lot of water. I got back to 181. Then, out of nowhere, my refrigerator just stopped working. So any food that I had in there meal prepped or I was going to meal prep actually went bad. So after I got my refrigerator repaired, oh, Black Beauty over there is working again, I started meal prepping, but I had to start back all over. So needless to say, there's a whole bunch of excuses as to why I'm still at 181 pounds. But the good thing is I haven't really gone up too much. I'm right here at 181. But now it's just time to get back and be serious. So I'm meal prepping for the week. Hopefully it lasts me a week. I don't know, with these people in this house, this food, I'm cooking more often than I ever have. Goodness. And I'm meal prepping a lot, but certain people love them to death. They eat too much. Oh, no, not talking about you. It's all right, don't worry. My mom had 5 boys and then me, so I'm one of 6 kids, and I don't know how she did it, feeding 5 growing boys at the same time, eating like, huh?
Eating like the world ended tomorrow?
Yeah, really, they were. I mean, all of them ate like the world ended. I mean, if you put something down, it was like, you know, it was stolen away. Like, don't lay your chips down, don't lay your food down because someone's gonna come and swipe it.
Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping.
So, I don't know how she did it, feeding like 5 boys at a time. Me, I came much later, much later. I'm the youngest of the bunch. So with that being said, you know, I didn't have to fend off, you know, like for the rest of them did. Well, it's about time you come help me cook when you're always eating everything. But I love them to death.
I just love the food. I'm just kidding. I love
I'm sending them back to New Jersey.
No.
Well, we'll see about that. And just a little bit of honey. Again, this is all off the cuff here, so there's not any set recipe I'm following. I just know what goes in there, and I know about how much I'm putting in there. Like roughly, that was like a teaspoon of honey. All right, so my mom had 5 boys, and then she had me. There's a big gap between me and the last sibling that was born. So really, those 5 kids were all raised at the same time. I was kind of raised by myself, so to speak. So with that being said, you know, cooking for 5 men about this size and bigger, eating all the time, like, this was dinner for one night. Oh, this guy. This guy. This was dinner for like one night. Now, I'm trying to make this dinner for like, you know, 3 or 4 days so I don't have to cook. So, but I don't know how she did it. Cooking like 5-pound bag of potatoes and they would eat that in one setting. Like, I'm glad food back then was cheaper. Where are you going? Come back in here. Oh. So I always say the best way to get in there and mix a chicken is to use your hands. So I need to keep my hands clean because I'm doing multiple things. So if you don't mind, go ahead and mixing that raw chicken up. Like, just get in there and...
I don't mind getting dirty.
Okay. All right, go wash your hands.
I feel like a surgeon, like, just got...
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and put this on the sheet pan. I'm gonna put it in the oven for about an hour on 350 degrees. I'll flip it halfway in between, but that's the chicken, folks. Pretty easy. All right, so I'll be real with you too. So during that week or two when the refrigerator was down and my visitor came to visit, you know, Aunt Flo, there might have been like some In-N-Out burgers there. There might have been some takeout Chinese food.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, thank you for dropping a dime.
Oh, no problem.
Remind me never to do a crime with you. So, but hey, you know what? You're going, in any time that you start on a healthy journey and you've had bad eating habits for a period of time, you're going to fall, you know, to the wayside at one point in time. You just got to get back up. And healthy living does not have to be a total restrictive lifestyle. It's an 80-20 rule. Like, as long as 80% of the time that you're eating healthy, you're working out, you're getting the appropriate amount, well, actually you want to get rest the whole entire time because that's just important for so many other reasons. But as long as you're eating right and you're working out 80% of the time, the other 20% you can take, kind of slack off a little bit here and there. Just don't go buck wild. Just, you know, no. Maybe here and there, get back on track and go from there. So after I fell off, did I sit there the next day and go super hardcore and be so restrictive that to kind of make up for what I did before? No. I just got back on to my normal macros, which is about 1,650 calories. So I am in a deficit, and that's one thing that you can do too. You can play with your macros to kind of see what's gonna work best for you. Some people want a little bit more carbs and they can respond better that way. Other people may need a little bit more fat, but your protein is stay there depending on your workout, your activity level. So, almost done with that chicken?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna do chicken. We'll probably do potatoes or rice. Potatoes or rice. All right, we'll do some potatoes, and then if you look in my freezer, I have about 20 to 30 bags of these. Typically, I'll eat either a whole bag in a setting, or if I'm eating it with chicken and potatoes, I'll eat half the bag for lunch and half the bag for dinner. That way I know I'm getting my full micronutrients. So this is kale, I have spinach, broccoli, string beans. I call them string beans, you may call them green beans, but they're the same thing. And we'll do this. It's getting to be that point in the year where certain vegetables are actually frozen at their peak, meaning that we've already reached the peak season for those. So if you're getting vegetables that are out of season, they were either like shipped from Cuba or what's another place?
Honestly, I'm not as good as this.
Mexico, Mexico, things like that. You know, you'll see the little sticker. Can you put that back in there?
Yes, I can.
I wasn't gonna hit you. All right.
Not this time.
Not this time. All right. All right, so we're gonna put the chicken in the oven and get started on the potatoes. Now, as far as getting back into the gym, as you just saw, I'm back in the gym. The workout that you saw earlier was my chest and tricep workout. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder by any means, a power lifter, but I do want to have a sense of, you know, being strong, especially as I get older. I want to make sure that, you know, I'm not hunched over, I'm not feeble, I'm able to take care of myself well into my 60s, 70s, 80s, and so forth. And by the way, I'm nowhere near that 60, 70, 80 milestone. Just
29.
There we go.
29 years old.
Forever.
Forever.
Forever. Can we go back to 25?
25
25 forever. That's
25
what.
years old.
25 forever. But as you saw, I worked up to doing a 100-pound bench. And for me, with all the injuries that I have, the loss of strength that I have, that's actually pretty good. My goal is to be able to bench 85% of my weight. Right now, I'm weighing about 181, so I think 85% would be roughly about 150, 156 pounds in between there. I don't have a calculator, but that's really what I want to get to. And yeah, I'll get there. Just you wait and see. All right. I got some red potatoes here. We're gonna wash those off and cut those up. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm back in the gym. We're doing this thing. I'm back on my stretching. I'm still seeing the chiropractor. I'm meal prepping. I'm getting on track. You're gonna have good days. You're gonna have bad days. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it 100% real. And hey, I fell off for a few days, but I'm back. And then as far as updating and where have I been, I actually been here. Just been really busy at work. I do work a full-time job and then try to do this. All right. I do work a full-time job, so to try to like do this, edit all these videos and get it out, sometimes, you know, something has to give. Family, work have to come first because they pay the bills, and, you know, family is always important. That's number one. By the time you're watching this video, I will have posted my salmon cake recipe, and that was good. If you like crab cakes, I did the same thing with salmon. It was good. So if you haven't watched that, you can go ahead and watch it here, or I'll link it in the description below. That way you can go check it out. But be sure, because it was mighty delicious, and I had like a little sauce, because sometimes they want those like dill or like a dill sauce. Not really too big on the dill, but this sriracha mayonnaise sauce I did kind of set it off really good. So it was good.
And just going on what was said before, if there was 6 of them made, or 8 of them made, I ate 6.
He really did, but you know, I'm not mad at him. It didn't go to waste, but so kind of just piggybacking on that, you know, everyone falls down, you know, everybody makes mistakes. For about 4 or 5 years, I was a personal trainer. I had my own fitness studio. I trained people from partners to children, to the elderly, to family, in, you know, being their best. And sometimes even the trainer will need a trainer or will need some encouragement. So if you fall down, if you make a mistake, don't worry about it, get back up. I've made mistakes. You know, I'm not perfect. No one is. We will continue to make mistakes. And even people that you see on social media, you know, sometimes what you see is not always a true representation of what's actually out there. So if you need help or you have questions, feel free to leave them down below. I'll be happy to share my, you know, expertise with you. I haven't coached in a while, but it's like riding a
Unicycle?
It's like riding a bike. You know, I can jump right back on really easily.
I'm a trainer now, in big part because of my Sonya.
That's true. He trains. He does. He kills people. Matter of fact, here you go. I'll link his Instagram right here. You can go see some of his shenanigans. And I mean shenanigans.
It's shenanigans.
Hanging off bars and rings and jumping up and down. Like,
if there's a bar, if I can jump off of something, I do it.
yeah, I used to like spank his behind when he was go, get off of that when he was younger, but now he gets paid to do it, so
it's pretty great.
But I do, you know what? I do want to learn. Well, I haven't done a handstand in quite so many times, but I want to learn how to do handstand push-ups. Can you do those?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I want to. I'm not saying necessarily like I want to like start jumping off rings and stuff, but there's a couple different moves that I wanted to incorporate. Again, I have a lot of shoulder injuries, so I'm really wanting to get some shoulder strength back. And I don't want to ever say I can't do something anymore. I just need to find different ways of doing it, different modifications.
This right here is the reason. I should say no, I'm gonna cut that.
This right
On
here.
Sonya right here is the reason why I don't like the word I can't, or the phrase I can't, or I don't know how. It's just, you know, you can always learn, you can always push yourself past what you think you can
Preach on, brother. Preach on. You know, it's been raining the last like 3 weeks in Texas straight. And I'm somebody truly that is one of those people that are affected by like their environment. Like when it's sunny outside. I just want to get outside and do things. When it's rainy, when it's rainy outside, I just want to like, you know, I kind of get sluggish and tired. But, you know, it's kind of, you kind of got to force yourself. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and do so. Same thing, you can follow me on Instagram or on Facebook at Good Day Sonya. Sometimes I post things on Instagram and Facebook that are exclusive to only those sites. You won't see them on YouTube, so make sure you go follow me at Good Day Sonya. So if you're wondering, I'm putting a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of Italian parsley. There's New Orleans Cajun seasoning from Webster's. This is gonna make it a little spicy. A little bit of Old Bay, a little bit of onion powder, a little Italian seasoning, and then we'll top it off with some salt and pepper. Then I use about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. But again, I'm making a lot of potatoes. I would say this is about 6 pounds of potatoes that are gonna last for 4 people throughout the week, hopefully. All right. All right, so the chicken's still in the oven. We'll go ahead and wait for that, and then we can go ahead and put this in. And like I said, oh, that smells good.
It smells, I smell my hands, but
yeah, it smells good. All right, chicken's gonna come out, potatoes gonna go in, and like I said, we'll just do vegetables on a daily basis. That way you can always do something different. Kale, spinach, broccoli, asparagus, and string beans is pretty much what's going down up in here, up in here.
Up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my cool. Oh, we're doing mind.
Is it mind?
It's both. It depends on which.
Is it?
I think that one comes first,
right.
And then it's, I think.
We'll try. Let's go. It's been a minute. All right, well you gotta get.
Are we just swaying?
Well, can we sway with a little bit of? All right.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my cool. Up in here. Up in here, y'all gonna make me act a fool. Up in here, up in here.
All right, so this is a little bit different from the Battle Back Challenge. I hope you're enjoying it. If you want to stick around, you can see the finished product. I'll be back in a flash. Well, it'll be a flash for you. It'll be like an hour and a half for me, so see you in a minute. Chicken's all done. I went ahead and pre-packaged it up. I did baggies this time for the chicken because I figured it actually made 12 servings. 12 containers in there, plus all the vegetables and the carbs sources and whatever else is in there as well. That refrigerator is not as big as I would like it to be, like not like the double-sided ones. Like I said, 12 servings, 4 people, 3 days. I'll be cooking again pretty soon here. All right, so the potatoes are done. I'm gonna take them out the oven and I'm gonna just put them all in this container here. That's a lot of potatoes. One thing about when I like to meal prep is I don't always put my food in separate containers. I do it during the week for when the days I have to go to work or the days I'm not gonna be at home because it's easier. But when I'm at home, I like to just cook in bulk, and then that way I can mix things up. I can put this in with like a breakfast taco or a breakfast hash in the morning. I can use this with a salad. I can make this into a taco. I could just use it as like a protein source with potatoes and then the vegetables aside. Variety is the key to life, and it keeps it interesting. So sometimes you get bored eating the same thing. All you have to do is just add 1 or 2 ingredients to mix it up. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. Hope you guys like this video so far. If you do, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. But other than that, see you in a flash.
Don't ever look back. No use for second opinions. Don't wanna stay in the past. Just keep on going, 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 going.